Ladies and gentlemen, honourable judges and fellow contestants, let me introduce myself. I am the world's most famous explorer, and I was credited with the discovery of America, even though some lesser individuals went there first. Do you know who I am? I am Christopher Columbus. I was born in 1451, and many people believe I was born in Genoa, but nobody is certain. I'll tell you a little secret. I was actually born in Taipei. I died in 1506 at the age of 55, but my 55 years on this planet were packed with adventure. First, let me tell you a little about my early life. My father worked as a cheese seller, and when I was a child I would help him. I was only 10 years old the first time that I went to sea, and this gave me the inspiration for my future voyages. My family moved around Europe during my childhood, and this also gave me a taste of the adventure of travel. I became a sailor when I was 15. When I was 22, I began working for a trading company, and this was the start of my many voyages across the seas. After many years and many travels, I became an excellent sea captain. My map showed that Japan was across the Atlantic Ocean, 2,700 miles away. I did not know that my maps were wrong. Japan is really 12,200 miles to the west, and North and South America are in the way. I asked King Henry of Portugal for ships and sailors to discover the way to China and Japan. King Henry said no. Then I went to Spain and asked Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand. There was a war in Spain. Wait until the war is over, Queen Isabella told me. I had to wait for many years. The war was over at last in 1492. Then Queen Isabella said yes. The city of Palos gave me 3 ships, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. Queen Isabella gave me money and 90 sailors. My little ships sailed from Palos on August the 3rd. At first, my sailors were excited, but day after day passed, and we did not see land. My sailors became afraid. After 4 weeks, my sailors wanted to go back. They thought they would die if we didn't turn around. I told them, if we don't find land in 3 days, we will go back. I offered a prize to the first man to see land. 2 times someone shouted, "Land!" but it was a mistake. At last we saw some birds. We followed the birds. On the 35th day, 2 hours after midnight, a sailor on the Pinta shouted, "Land!" He could see land by the light of the moon. That morning, October the 12th, we all went ashore. We were very happy to be on land. We kissed the sand on the beach. Many sailors wanted to go with me on my next trip. They thought they would find gold and become rich. The next year, I sailed again. This time I had 17 ships and 1,500 men. I sailed to other islands and to Honduras, the coast of Florida, Venezuela, and Panama. The men who went with me did not find a lot of gold. They were disappointed. Some of them said I was a cruel leader, and they sent me to jail in Spain. Queen Isabella freed me, and I went back to Hispaniola. I lived there for 10 years. I was rich, but I was not healthy. I went back to Spain, where I died in 1506. Americans remember me in many ways. Places are named after me, such as the District of Columbia, Columbus, Ohio, and Columbia, South Carolina. Columbia is a nickname for the United States in several songs. Columbia University is named after me. Hundreds of schools are named after me. There is a famous statue of Columbus at Columbus Circle in New York. Thank you for listening to my story.